It's falling now with Turner's Cross being affecting you.
Listen, it's not really. Obviously, we would have been at home tomorrow night, but it's been changed to Saturday down in Longford. It's just, listen, it is what it is. It's another away game, but it's, as I said previously, we're going to have to pay everyone away, home and away twice. So, it just means that we're not going to be in front of the fans for a few more weeks. But listen, we got a good result, a positive result up in UCD, who I think are a very strong team. And we were pushing towards the end of that game to win the game. So I think it was a good result, and we went and watched Longford then on Saturday night. Saturday night against Bray, and we seen them again on Tuesday down in Wexford. So it was good to get eyes on them twice before our game on Saturday.
And you've been up there already this season, obviously, had a 2-0 win, so you know what to expect from Longford. And I mean, you're up there sooner than you'd have thought again, but you certainly have a good experience up there earlier on the season.
I think this has changed obviously with Hendo leaving and Wayne Groves taking over. So I seen on Tuesday Wayne made a few changes, and again they brought Jordan Eddie Amo in. He came on and scored the equaliser, and Ross Fay came back in and played very well in the deeper midfield role. So there was a few tweaks obviously from previous weeks. I know Wayne well as well. We worked together at Drogheda for 3 or 4 years, so it'll be good to see him on Saturday as well, and I know his team will want to try and play good football as well.
When there's a change of manager, there's often a bit of an oomph with a team again. Like, I mean, they came back 2-0 down the other night, so they might have that bit of fight about them at the moment, do you think?
Yeah, again, there's I know cliches and all that sort of stuff, but there is no easy games. There's been very competitive in every game in the first round. So again, I'd imagine that now it's the first home game since there was a change of manager, and I know Wayno's he's taking it temporarily at the minute, but I've no doubt they have to get more positive results. There's no reason why they shouldn't give him the job as well. He's very knowledgeable in regards to the young players in this country and the development of young players. He's done exceptional work at multiple clubs now with young players. So they had a good reaction on Tuesday night going away from home to Wexford, which is not an easy place to go, and they found themselves 2-0 down and they got back to 2-2. So listen, we're going to be expecting from the very start on Saturday night to be a really, really tough game.
And just in terms of the squad, have you anything to worry about injury-wise, anything like that?
No, I think Conor Drinan's back now, training a good few weeks. Dara Crowley's now had the minutes in the 20s in the last couple of weeks, so he's ready to go now as well. So no, there's none really. Malik is now striking balls, sprinting, twisting and turning, so he's very close to being back into full training, and that'll be a full squad bar young Matty Kiernan as well, who is still a couple of weeks away from his fracture he got in his leg against Kerry.
Great, thanks.
Jim, will the interruption at Turner's Cross have any bearing in terms of momentum? Like, you know, obviously we're flying at home 5 wins in 5.
Listen, I hope not. I think if you look at the games we have played away from home, I know we've only won one of the 5 games away, but we've also drawn the other ones, and listen, we drew away to Finn Harps, which isn't easy, away to UCD, which isn't easy, away to Treaty, who'd won 3 out of 3 at the time as well. So they're not easy games that we've drawn either. It's good results. I think the really pleasing thing with the UCD game was we didn't look like conceding at any stage. Could have possibly done a little more in the final third, but we looked very solid again. And I thought the impact from the bench was good in regards to Jaden had a couple of half chances. Nathan was positive when he came on, and Josh and Sean Murray as well done very well. So we're looking to go into the game on Saturday night, and we're hoping that we can go and try and collect 3 points and then prepare for the following week.
And just very quick, I know you don't like talking about it, but we're hearing that Turner's Cross to be a kind of a date soon, and apparently when it's available again to you. I think it's tomorrow, is it? Or?
I'm not too sure. I hope so. Listen, I hope we can get back in as soon as possible. And listen, again, if you've even seen from the Cove game, I think we've only had probably 2 days of rain. The rest of it's been dry, so that's going to help as well. It was freaky the amount of rainfall for this season, this year so far. And again, listen, we want to get back in front of our own crowd again as much as possible. We've had really good form there this season. It's no coincidence when we're getting the crowds that we're getting, and the players are responding to that. So hopefully we can get back in as soon as possible.
So with 10 games gone, 4 points there at the top is where you want to be, isn't it, at this stage?
Listen, if you offer me to be 4 points clear now after 36 games, I'd take it. So it's good. it's a good start. We're not getting carried away with ourselves. We still feel we can improve on certain things, but sitting here after 10 games, being 4 points clear, I'm absolutely delighted with the start of the season and how the players have responded to what we want to do and what they've created themselves as well in regards to the atmosphere in the dressing room. It's really good at the minute, and listen, we want to try now make that 11 games unbeaten and try and just continue on game by game.
Obviously Longford at bottom, Tim, but you were talking there about the character the other day they showed against Wexford, with a good side, come back from 2-0 down, and they've dug in and they got a few draws. They haven't been far off what most teams.
No, they've got good players. I know they picked up a few injuries. I don't know. I think Carl Chambers took a nasty one to the face against Wexford, and he clashed with Keane Corbally. So I don't know how he's going to be, but they've picked up a few niggles as well. So I don't think they were a million miles off in a lot of the games either. I know the Bray away game, they were leading till the 98th minute or something. So they probably feel they've left a few points behind as well. So listen, we know what Wayne was going in there. They've had a little lift. They're fresh from Tuesday night in regards to the mind as they came back from 2-0 down, and they finished the game very strong. So I'd imagine they're going to try and start it at the same pace as they finished on Tuesday, and that will make it difficult for us.
Yeah, just the last for me, obviously you referred to there earlier, you beat them up there already 2-0. Do you expect them to be stronger this time around, or what's key again to go on top for you?
Listen, we've got to obviously perform to the best we can. We need to be sharp. We need to try and create more chances in the final third and commit more bodies forward and get more balls into the box and whatnot. So, and then we have to defend as well as we have been. Touch wood now, we've been defending very well, and we've limited mistakes. We've limited opportunities for opposition, and when we have been called upon, Brad's made some really good saves as well. So we're going to need a collective performance in regards to defensive and attacking wise, and that should give us an opportunity or a chance to at least win the game.
Good luck Friday, Sam.
Cheers, sure, thanks.
Tim, the next couple of games without a doubt becomes a little more challenging with travel and just I suppose the tiredness that comes with that, given the reverse fixtures. How important is it to have got the depth back in the squad and have that kind of almost fully fit squad going into this next period?
Yeah, it's like, this is great to have lads back and available. We're going to need the squad as well. I think we played 10 games this year. We've only played the same 11 in 2 weeks in a row, which is the last 2 weeks. So there will be changes in the starting 11 probably most weeks, and we need that as well. Squad depth is important, but I think the advantage that we have probably over other teams is we're full time, and it's the recovery for our players. We can monitor a lot better than maybe the part-time teams that lads have to go to work or whatever else. So it's important for us that we get that right. The output on the pitch and in training, we can sort of tailor what we're doing to sort of match what's required and get the right amount of recovery into the lads as well. But yeah, listen, we've had UCD away, we've Longford away, we've Finn Harps away, and then we've Kerry away as well. So 4 away games on the trot. But listen, it is what it is. We'll then get them games back at home later in the year.
And the last 5 games, you've been very consistent defensively, very solid. It's the record kind of reads draw, win, draw, win, draw. Where do you see that next step being taken, where you can get to the very next level, and do you think that is achievable for this squad in the next while, or is it, do you think it's more kind of long term throughout the season where you can make that kind of next step up?
As in winning every game?
Well, I would say kind of more potency in front of goal on a more regular basis.
Yeah, well, listen, it's difficult. It's not easy. You see the very, very top level of the game last night in the Champions League's quarter final. Man City had the ball probably 80% of the game. I don't know what the stats were, but they spent majority of the time just around the Real Madrid penalty area. It's difficult to break teams down. If teams do defend deep, you've got to be patient. We've got to try and keep creating runs and believe in what we're doing to get them goals and goal scoring opportunities. You see, I've said it previously in previous weeks that Drogheda have had brilliant results against the likes of Shamrock Rovers and Derry City, who would be expected to maybe turn up and just beat them. But when teams are structured and have a good discipline and defensive shape, it is difficult to break down, and it's important for us to keep believing in what we're doing, making sure that we don't commit too many players forward that sort of leave us vulnerable at the back, because we've built a solid base now with the defence and being defensively sound, and it gives us that little bit more of a free rein in attacking areas. But again, listen, it's about working on combinations and getting bodies in the box and runs and delivery and getting lads on the right wavelength. And I think it's still only one round of games gone. I think as the season go on, we'll be looking to try and add more goals. But again, listen, I'm quite happy where we're sitting. 22 points and 4 points clear after 10 games. It's a good return.
Yeah, and just on one player in particular, Colin Sullivan was awarded the Player of the Month, Club Player of the Month for March. We've seen lots of former Rockets League players thriving in recent weeks and months, like Jacob Ryan and Leon and Marco Manni making his debut, Franco, Jayden's brother, making big strides at Crystal Palace. Where do you think that Cahill can get to, and how good is it to see a player at his age get that recognition at club level?
Listen, I think Cahill's got a ridiculous amount of ability. He's a really, really good kid. Technically, he's outstanding for his age. He's very, very mature and intelligent when it comes to football. He's really, really good. Listen, we're really happy with him. He's progressing well. He can play multiple positions. I still don't know where his strongest position is. He's very good off the left. He's brilliant off the right. He can play central as well. So, listen, genuinely, I think Cahill can play any position on the pitch. He's a very, very good player. He's a young lad though as well. He's only 17, so he's going to have dips in form, and he'll have good games. He'll have lesser games as well. But yeah, listen, he's a really talented boy, and I've no doubt that he can go on and do well for City, and hopefully that can attract interest for him and for the club as well.
Yeah, and on that, Greg Balzer spoke last week on the application of young lads at the club. Is that something that you'd echo? He's come back down to the club and he's been so impressed. He said the hard part is sometimes, there's no point in even trying to kind of nurture these lads and put an arm around their shoulder if they don't want it. Is that?
Yeah, I think probably from when Greg was at the club last time, I think in the last 6 years or so, the professionalism around the league, both the Premier Division and the First Division's risen quite a lot. You have a lot of young players now that see it as an opportunity to get, if they want to get across the water to England, or as you can see with some of the other lads that have left here and gone to different countries and across Europe. So it's a brilliant opportunity for young players to sort of do their apprenticeship here, but it's at a really good level as well in that big football club. So maybe that's the case, that young lads now we're keeping them till they're 18 before they can go to England. So you're probably just getting the extra 2 years out of them that we possibly wouldn't have got 4 or 5 years ago. So but again, there's a lot of very good young players at the club. That's an absolute credit to Liam Carney and the academy that have been rolling them out year after year. And I know you mentioned a few of them there that have gone on to do really well. And I've no doubt there's others. There's Jayden, who was exceptional as well. He's athletically very, very good. He's probably been held back a little bit by us. He's a year younger than Cahill, but I think that's going to be leash is probably going to be taken off pretty soon, and you're going to see really good things from Jayden as well.